Hello, and welcome to Conversations with Linda. I'm Linda. You know, I love to have a good conversation, so let's have one. Chit chatters, I am excited about our guest that's in the studio. Listen, she's really not a guest. She's been on our show before. She is, you know her as Prophetess Alisa Gibson, but today she is Alisa Gibson, Nurse Alisa Gibson, right? And so we want to welcome her to our show because we got to talk about all things health and wellness. Welcome, Nurse Alisa Gibson.
Thank you, Pastor Dr. Linda.
You wear so many hats. But you are the guru of health and wellness.
I practice it.
Yeah, and we consider you our doctor. When I go to the doctor, I say to him, right. Okay, I got to check this out with my other doctor.
All right, okay.
But today we want to talk about health and wellness.
Okay, let's do it.
Because you have a perspective about that.
I do.
About health and wellness versus sickness and recovery.
Right.
So talk to us about that.
Okay, I think as believers, let's say believers.
Okay.
We are so marketing on miracles, signs, wonders, health, healing, Jehovah Rapha.
Getting in the prayer line.
Yeah, the prayer line. I mean, that's church. But as a people in multicultural now, we have to take on the mind of health and wellness.
Okay.
And don't forget, First John told us that I wish above all things. Right?
Prosper and be in good health.
Right. And so let's define health. Health is a state of being. Okay. A wellness, spirit, soul, body, whole entity, looking at the as sound as you can be in every entity.
Okay.
Is a byproduct of what we call wellness.
Wellness. So that wellness then, if I'm hearing you correctly, comes before getting sick. It's the maintenance.
It is the maintenance
that you do so that you don't get sick.
So you don't get sick.
So because we're not saying that people shouldn't get prayed for any of those things.
Right.
Because you're the prayer girl.
Right.
Right.
We don't pray. and you the number two.
Right. But what you're advocating, if I'm hearing correctly, is that we should focus on first wellness.
Wellness.
Okay, y'all got that? Wellness is what we're focusing on.
Right.
Okay, keep talking.
Okay, so in defining and looking what wellness is, just say in the spiritual community, we got to first start with the mindset of, hey, I got to do something about morning time. So day to day, Chronos time, just living every day. What am I going to do to make wellness work so that I don't have to spend all my time at the doc?
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
So what we can reduce the time of going to the doctor, getting prescriptions, the money that you spend, if we just incorporate some things in our daily routine. Okay, just tell us what they are.
Okay, so let's think about it's a morning time. It's a wake up, right? So we as a people, because we don't do anything but health, diet, exercise, whole 9 yards. So that's what leads us to the doc. So why we don't start a morning with the new probiotic system?
Okay.
Because that's good health.
Good health. Because there's a lot of talk about good health.
Yes.
So the gut is what? Is that the core of everything?
That's the core. That's the system of everything.
Okay.
You got good and bad bacteria.
Okay.
So even not before we go to our GI doc, it's on the shelf of every Walgreens. It's on the shelf of every CVS.
Okay. So I should start my morning
with looking at good health.
Good health. Okay. Y'all get that now. Right. I want you to hear, this is the way we're starting off our 2023 wellness. This is our plan. We're going to start with a probiotic.
Start with your probiotic. Just simple, inexpensive, $7.99 probiotic good health.
Okay.
Got you? When we do that, we're going to do little simple things. We're going to do alkaline water.
Okay.
Got me? Because we got to shift our pH so we can feel good, so we can want to exercise.
You know, because alkaline water is a big thing now.
It is.
But what's the difference between alkaline water and regular water?
Because
it's just a bottle of water.
Got you. Because the body flows from what we call pH balance.
Okay.
If you keep the body at a pH balance, it has something called homeostasis.
Homeostasis.
Homeostasis keep you in a state where your body fight off disease on its own. You don't have to run around town looking for your doc because your body got good health It's a normal pH.
Normal pH.
You're going to feel like exercising.
Oh,
Like walking.
Okay.
Like movement.
Because really, if I'm already not feeling well, the chances are I'm not going to feel like exercise.
I'm not going to.
So if I take care of my gut,
right,
get the right water in me,
get my pH back,
then I'm going to feel good and feel like exercise.
I'm going to feel like exercise.
Ooh, that's a plan, y'all. We got us a plan going for 2023. Okay, what else?
Do it. Okay, so now look, what we're not going to do is introduce ourselves to a dead food.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, unpack that for us.
Okay. All right. So when we eat anything that's not alive, it's either been cooked, roasted, baked, or something.
Okay.
So now we look at other cultures, Mediterranean diets, other diets. That's why they do stuff like kale, beetroot, asparagus. That's all these new places, these new
not a dead animal.
That's not a dead animal.
It's a plant.
It's a plant.
Okay, so when I get up in the morning, I'm gonna do my probiotic, and then I'm gonna find something that's not dead.
Something's alive first. We can go back to the bacon, but let's get the body ready for wellness.
Okay, so I gotta eat greens and kale in the morning.
You don't. Let's do it through juicing.
Okay,
that's why we got these new juice people making millions all over America now, because we're bringing in from other cultures, Mediterranean cultures, Oriental cultures. Look at Filipinos. And they got a longevity that Americans don't seem to have, less breast cancer that American women don't have. So their stats prove to be true.
Wow. Okay. You're not playing. So I'm going to juice. I can just get that out of Whole Foods somewhere, wherever, and juice. Doesn't matter what it is.
You can almost Google.
Okay.
All right. So now what we don't want to just have so many refined sugars. We want whole juice in it. If we're going to do it.
So that's my strawberries and whatever.
Right. Along with my kale, my beetroot, my asparagus, all of those things, my cucumbers, all of that.
Okay, I'm going to drink that first.
We're going to drink that.
Now, when do I get to my coffee and my blueberry muffin?
We'll let you have your coffee.
Okay.
Okay, now, but we won't let it if you're an anxious person.
Okay.
Coffee, we're gonna watch coffee because of the caffeine that's ordinary in it.
Cause you anxiety.
Cause you the anxiety.
So but after I juice, I can then have my coffee.
You can have your coffee.
Okay.
We want you to wake your pancreas up because the number 2 killer in America besides hypertension is what? Diabetes. So you're not gonna wake your pancreas up with sugar. You're gonna wake.
It all makes sense.
You're gonna keep it alive. It's called wellness.
Okay. And so I got now I can drink my coffee. Can I use regular sugar in my coffee?
Now that's an option.
Okay.
Now our preference wouldn't be for you to, but that is an option. It's all type of people like stevia because it's really inexpensive. When you go to the root cause of other sugars, they're expensive. The canes.
Okay.
Okay, but that's your good sugar. It's brown. People don't like it because we used to white sugar.
But I tried it and it really tastes okay.
Honey.
Honey. Now I haven't tried honey, but I did try brown sugar.
Right. Okay.
And I didn't know the difference.
But see, that's good.
Okay.
Other than the expense of it.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't want regular granulated sugar.
Okay.
Because granulated sugar been refined so bad, it's one of the places that causes diabetes because the pancreas cannot keep on releasing insulin all day long. So by 29 to 35 now, we having pre-diabetic people.
Wow.
Mainly in the Black culture and in the Hispanic culture.
Because we go to Starbucks and get our white chocolate mocha, that's me.
That's it.
And the blueberry muffin.
Yes.
So, gosh, that's so much sugar.
Gotcha. Can we have one of them at a time?
Okay.
Gotcha. We don't have to take them, but can we have the white chocolate mocha and don't have the blueberry? Okay. I have the blueberry and don't have the white. Do we have to feed it that amount of sugar at the same time?
And I was talking to my girlfriend. I was telling her about someone told me about eating your dessert. With your food. What's the benefit of that?
That's a healthy plate. That means I've had my protein. That's called synthesis. Okay. I've had my protein, I've had my carb, I've had my vegetable, and I've had my dessert.
But eating it together versus eating all your food, eating the dessert.
That's it. Where the body has to, everything you eat, the body presents insulin. So you keep on. I ate my food, the body excreted insulin. I came back and ate ice cream, the body excreted insulin.
Wow. So if you eat it at the same time, it's one time.
It's one time.
Oh, you are helping us.
That's why we don't sip Cokes.
Because don't constantly sip.
Drink it and be through with it.
Y'all hear that? Okay, drink it and be through with it.
Yes. Each time you do it, the body releases insulin. So you want to know where it's gone by 30, 35? you've destroyed the islands of the Langerhans, which is the people that produce the insulin.
Oh, okay. And a natural byproduct of cutting out all this sugar is also weight loss.
It is.
Because
automatically.
What?
Because the body gonna look for another fuel.
Uh-huh.
The body has to have fuel, and the number one fuel is going to be in the sugar, the carbohydrate.
Okay.
So when you cut it out, the body reaches for the fat. Because the body gonna live. That's the wellness of the way it's set up. So,
wow.
So it's gonna automatically go to start breaking down the fat.
Okay. So you're not telling us not to eat.
I'm not.
And enjoy eating.
I'm not telling you. I like science.
Okay. But you're saying timing is everything. The
It
order
is.
of how we eat
is everything.
Is everything.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned breast cancer in women, and it seems like women, Black women especially, younger and younger,
it is,
are getting breast cancer.
Let's look at it.
Okay.
All right. So let's look at, we as a people, when we make the decision, we're not going to get pregnant.
Uh-huh.
We don't want to be pregnant.
Uh-huh.
Then we decide to use birth control. So
Okay.
now we on synthetic estrogen.
Okay.
Even with the low, because a lot of my girls say I'm using low.
Okay.
But you still introduce the body to estrogen.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to be mindful that if you're going to introduce the body to estrogen, you're going to introduce the body to sweat, because you want to sweat, you want to do exercise.
That's going to help.
That's going to help excrete.
Oh, why didn't anybody tell us this? Okay, come on.
Okay, all right. So then we introduce this next group of girl that's having these bad periods. So we don't let people have bad periods anymore, like we had with cramps.
Right.
We depot them.
Right.
We introduce synthetic estrogen.
So all of this synthetic estrogen is
causing what we have.
Breast cancer in younger women. So those that are choosing contraceptives,
right.
birth control, Depo,
right.
whatever they're choosing, even for cramps and all that, what they need to do is exercise.
Get in a good exercise
and sweat.
And sweat, excrete. Cut down on watch your, like you saw a chicken wing that's so fat that you said, okay, they had to give it because of the culture of how many billions of people we got. We shoot it up with what? Antibiotics.
Right.
Right. And so, and how we preserve it. So cut down on your meat. Just cut down. Don't take it away.
Cut down.
Cut down on it. Watch your healthy meats. You got me?
Wow. Now, what are our healthy meats?
Okay, so we chicken, turkey, fish. Gonna always be different. Nothing wrong with the pork or beef. It's how they do them to make the feed the land animal.
Okay.
Because land animals are handled different than fowls and fish. You got me? Unless you buy it at a place where it says no antibiotics.
Okay.
No, you got me. Right. So you got to be mindful of it. So we can switch. Let's get rid of the Cheetos. Get you a plain chip. Because of the dyes that make a Cheeto.
In the Cheetos. Oh, and think about this. Think about now these kids that love hot chips and Cheetos, all that dye.
That's it.
What is life going to look like for them in their 20s?
That's it.
Because, kids are really into this. They jump Cheetos in every way possible.
Every place. That barbecue potato chip, that's the red dye, the pink dye. Those are the dyes. The nitrates, that's the preservative.
I got to stop and ask you this. How did you get so smart? How do you know this stuff?
Because I was a dying girl that made a decision that I wanted to be healthy. You got me? So after being in the healing line, got healed, but God let me know this right here is not going to last unless you shift your body.
Wow.
So I began to say, back in the days when it was a squash blossom and it wasn't a wild oaks, I began to sit on the stool and begin to read it and study it. And then I was a lab technician, so I learned the labs that go with it. Then went on to school and became a baccalaureate nurse. And so all of that combination, along with what I needed.
And along with this gifting that you have. Because you can get all of that, but you're able to explain it to others.
I got you.
When you start talking about the difference between what's alive and dead, I never thought about it like that.
Yes.
So so what about even men with prostate cancer? Is there any association there?
It is. It's diet. When we talk about the increase in the enzymes of what needs to be done, look at the urethra when you go drink different, and we got to be mindful of our beer, our liquor,
because all of that
got to flow through that urethra of that male man that's coming right off. You got me? So where's your water? Where's your exercise? Where's your limit in how much beer you drink, how much liquor you drink, how much wine? Where's your limitations on it? Okay, and that's what increases your enzymes, and those enzymes increases the heaviness and the weight of the prostrate.
Oh, wow.
Wellness means you put everything in a perspective. You don't have to take it.
Right. You don't have to deprive yourself
of it.
Sickness causes you to have to deprive yourself
of it. That's
but
it.
if you do the practice wellness,
right,
you won't have to deprive yourself of it. Wow. Wow. Right. So, okay, I want to go back to this whole idea. Well, we talk about exercise. Now I'm feeling like exercise. How much exercise do I have to have? I mean, because, you know, folks walking 5 miles a day.
Yeah.
Do we do it? We have to do all of that?
No, we don't have to do it. Now what you got to look at, and it's called BMI, body mass index.
Okay.
So when you talk to the people that handle that, they look at that. Once looking at that, looking at heart health. Okay. You got to look at whether you're doing it for your heart. Okay. You got me? To pump your heart up so that you can get rid of hypertension. Because if you get the heart beating at a certain rate from exercise, not movement, not everybody just taking steps, which is movement over time is exercise. Okay. You got me? Whether you're doing fit because you want to get rid of the fat, the adipose fat.
Oh, and I found out that if you're for breast health, you need to move up here.
You need to move up there. And we started it in Platinum during the time that we were doing chair exercise. Just the movement up here and the movement of the lungs and those people that sit all day on their jobs.
Wow, because everybody now is working from home.
Working from home.
And that's creating a problem.
That's it. That is. That's creating blood clots. Sedimentary. Right. So we got to be mindful of that movement over time. Not just I took some steps. No, movement over time. Take you 30 minutes to do it. Consistent. You got me? So now you got the blood pressure up. You want it up. You want the heart rate up. Okay. So then when it comes back down, it stabilizes.
And so it doesn't mean I got to walk 5 miles, but I do need to get
something every day consistent.
Okay, consistent. And I do need to work up a sweat.
You do need to work up a sweat. Okay. Because now you got the adrenaline working. You got me. You got the serotonin in the brain working. You feeling better. Okay. You got me. When serotonin is released, those endorphins. That's your android. You want all of those things moving in your body. That's wellness.
Okay. Which also, before we go to commercial, I want to say doing all of that, because you're talking about with the hormones you're releasing, that's also helping with depression.
That's helping with depression and anxiety.
Okay, talk about that.
The two number one things are what we battle, both male and female, people want to counsel about. I'm either so anxious that I can't do nothing and everything's getting on my nerve, or I'm so flat affected that I'm in the bed and everybody got to pull me up. So let's do some things. Let's shift our diets. Okay. So and there is a diet. Okay, and a wine. There's our dark chocolates. There's all type of different things that we can do. Your avocados. You got me your different things. And then we got to take on the mind of light. Yeah, light. It's dark when we get up.
When you get up, because it's really throwing me. I don't know. This darkness this year
is a strange darkness.
It's a strange darkness. It is. 22, 23 darkness is a strange darkness.
That's a strange darkness. So we got to know light. Healthy light is on a good shiny day. Go outside. That's the new D. Everybody now, doctors putting them on D vitamin, right? That's D3.
Because you can actually feel depressed when you don't have enough D vitamin.
You can. Very depressed. They are almost using it along with hemp. Now, we ain't talking about the hemp with the THC.
Right.
Now, we went to the real one. Right. We're talking about the plain hemp plant with the granules that you can use that kind of help you feel better when you're depressed. Okay. You got me. Will control heart rate.
Are you using that as needed, or you just?
You can do it. It's a granule. It come in a packet at the health food store.
I know. So if I'm feeling down one day, can I just give me a bag of hemp and just will it lift at that moment?
It will help you. Hemp has the ability to help you to slow down palpitations.
Right. So now y'all remember. Now we're not talking about the THC in marijuana. We're talking about all of that. We're talking about plain
granular hemp in the health food store. Like you go and get your smoothie and say, add me a scoop of hemp.
Okay.
Got it. People do it all the time. Or I just buy the granules. It's one of them sad days I had back with mama. I said, wait a minute.
Okay. Because you lost mama.
I lost
going
mama.
Through grief.
Yeah. Right. So
because really when a lot of people are using marijuana to deal with anxiety and all that. But marijuana has an adverse effect because when you consistently smoke marijuana, when you try not to,
it brings it down.
Right.
Yes, that's serotonin.
And can create anxiety.
It will. Bring that serotonin all the way down so flat. Now you irritated and now you're reaching for the next.
Wow. So, but let's go back to this light. I want to just touch on that because we're not getting a lot of light. It's dark in the morning,
Right.
getting dark early in the evening.
Right.
You're saying go outside, but also you can do that by making sure your lights in your house is on.
Right. You know,
walking, keeping your house dark all day.
the time, all day. Open the blinds, open the window.
I do that.
Me too.
Let
the light in.
I can turn on lights all over the house because I do believe that. And music works for me.
It does for me too sometimes.
Now, I don't need a lot of words in music because
the
sometimes they'll agitate me because I'm trying to think about, working, I'm reading or whatever. But a soft instrumental, whether that's soft jazz or whatever,
right?
It's soothing. It makes the house feel pleasant.
It does.
And it soothes my mood.
That's good.
But it's not distracting where I'm focused on it. So these are all things, as you say, are about wellness.
That's what wellness is: spirit, soul, and body.
Spirit, soul, and body.
You can't leave one part out.
Yeah.
It's one thing to be fit, but you still depressed.
Right. And when we pray, God has these solutions in the earth for us to do.
Yes.
Okay. We got so much more to talk about.
Let's go.
But I'm going to go to a commercial break and I'll be right back with Nurse Alisa Gibson. This is Dr. Linda Willis, and I want to invite you to my next Linda Willis Empowers event, April 15th, Killing the Game from Setback to Success. Listen, you don't want to miss this because I've got an awesome speaker coming from Atlanta, Georgia. Her name is Terica Wright. She is powerful. I'm talking about motivational, inspiring, and she'll be transparent to tell her story, how she went from setback to success. She's killing the game, y'all. So listen, registration is $99. Go on LindaWillisEmpowers.org because you don't want to miss this experience. We're going to give you much more than $99 worth. All right? I look forward to sharing with you Killing the Game. Welcome back to Conversations with Linda. I've got Nurse Alisa Gibson here with me, and let me tell you, it's all about wellness in 2023. We are not focused on being sick and recovering. We want to do the maintenance before sickness is even able to infiltrate our bodies.
Yes.
All right. So before we go to more about adult health, let's talk a little bit about our children.
Okay, little people.
Our little people.
Yeah.
Because they're people.
They are people. And sometimes we don't treat them like that.
Right.
And we forget that they need wellness because they little, y'all. They're okay.
They okay.
Okay, so let's don't do that to them.
Okay. So what should we be doing for our children?
Let's number one, we can do good health with them.
Good health for the children.
They got the probiotics for them.
Okay.
You got me. We let them be constipated. We let them be all of the things we hate being.
Yeah.
You got me, and don't take care. We can do their gummies. They sleep. We can do all of the things along with them. They need a routine exam every year.
Wow.
Take them to their doc. Let them get their physical.
Yeah.
It's going to talk about socialization with them, where they are with their peers. It's going to talk about how they feel about you. They do a little check. How you like mom? I don't. You know what I'm saying? All the little things that go with spirit, soul, and body.
But I think in the African American community, especially, that's how we were raised. We didn't go to the doctor as children unless we were sick.
We teach well.
Right? And so you may have had something all along and just it could have been rectified
had you gone to the
doctor. But you just lived with it.
Anemia. Shut up, boy. You're not tired, but have you checked them to make sure they're not anemic?
Wow.
They only eat what you give them.
Right.
But at the doc, they're gonna get their fingers stuck. They don't get the little urine done.
Look at their
so
blood.
They're gonna look at their eyes to make sure they're good. Look in their ears. All of this. So once a year, even if you got the healthy of healthies, let's get an exam, a dental
exam. So good. A dental exam.
Their little eyes checked to see what their visual acuity is.
Because some of their issues in school may be that they can't see the board. Right. And some of the agitation, if a child is tired, waking up tired and having to go to school and try to be alert.
Let's see what's wrong.
That's so good. They are people. Y'all, y'all, let's get these children seen after. Stop fussing at them. Now sometimes they're just lazy, but we need to know that that's what it is and not something else going on with them.
Right.
All right.
And we need to see where they are in their healthy emotional life. Kids have emotions.
Yeah.
Right. We're so busy on our own. We pay the bills, we just but look at their emotions.
Yeah.
Somebody died, somebody did,
Mm-hmm.
somebody they have feelings.
Absolutely.
So I was a pediatric nurse. So I have another place for the children.
That is so true. And that's a whole show in itself about grief and how that looks with children. Because grief looks different on with children than it does with adults.
It does. That's a whole place to just talk about walking them through the stages of it. We'll have to do that.
And we just think because they are not somewhere crying that they're not grieving.
That's not true. You know what's true of them? And I found to be, as a pediatric nurse, little kids like that will masturbate. Because they're
looking for comfort.
Looking for comfort. Mama, I spanked her because him and her were doing, but it was the comfort. Well, what didn't happen? Well, I moved them from grandmama, or daddy died, or the puppy died. Because they're looking for comfort. They don't know what to do.
They don't know. But that feels comfortable.
It does. So we're going to have to remember
that is really eye-opening.
That is.
Because that's stuff that we, think we beat kids for.
Every mom, I rarely had a mom that they would always be spanked about it. And I said, well, let's find out the why.
Why?
Yeah.
Why they're doing it. That's so true.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the adults, because that's a whole segment. That's a whole show with the children, and we will have to look at doing that.
Okay.
But let's go back to the adults, because we touched on all of these hormones, the estrogen and all of that. Let's talk about testosterone in men, and then I'm gonna come back to women.
Now, that's for some reason with the male, in the fear of erectile dysfunction, a lot of them don't even want to touch that.
Right.
So we don't never go nowhere till we see it.
Right.
And that's the wrong thing.
Absolutely.
Because now you're in another whole place that you got to talk about some more issues that we could have just talked about. And we talked about natural testosterone.
Okay.
You got me? And we talk about shifting your eating, hypertension, what it causes with that.
Okay. So what you're telling us is that when we have these other things, wrong diet.
Right.
And hypertension.
Especially essential hypertension, when you're being treated with a beta blocker.
Okay. So your high blood pressure medicine can be causing erectile dysfunction.
Right.
Okay.
And so let's look at some things. There are some things in the health food store that can help you.
Okay.
There are some people I've sent there to say, hey, let's try some healthy testosterone versus synthetic. Right.
Okay.
Before you get to your doc, see how you feel, see how it do you.
Okay.
Let's try sweat. Let's get with us a good program where you building up your abs. You got me? Because you need that upper gut stomach. Come on, we got to get rid of that upper fat. Right. And so as we get those kind of things done and weight loss, then you'll find another whole place in the stigma of who you are as a man. But if you're afraid and you shame and you take sick over well, let's don't take sick over well in health. You got me? But it's an educated mind that says, oh no, we're handling this now.
Right. And it's happening younger and younger.
It is.
I mean, really, it is.
More hypertensive people.
More young guys are hypertensive. Got high blood pressure.
Because it's the corporate world. We are diving into it, trying to make it happen in our lives. What happened? Blood pressure went up. What happened? We eating on the go. What happened? We got high salt value in our diet. Right. So when you got processed food all the time, you got high
processed food all the time.
Right.
And now you got high blood pressure. Now you got to take medicine, which side effect of it is
beta blockers. They got
the beta blocker. Yes. And it's causing erectile dysfunction. And so should guys go yearly and have all of that done?
Yeah. And
at what age?
I would say the new guy about 25.
Okay.
About 25. And I would say one urology exam. Not just a PCP.
Okay.
You fine. But a urology exam where he looks at that and sees it from a different perspective than just your PCP.
Gotcha.
Right.
And women should be going to gynecologists.
Versus just your PCP.
Because like men are having problems with erectile dysfunction, women are having trouble with vaginal health.
We are. Vaginal dryness.
Okay.
Repeat. Now, we don't talk about that.
But that's what we're here. You are Nurse Alisa Gibson. You are helping us.
We don't want to talk about vaginal dryness. That's the hidden secret of the girl. We only talk about.
I promise you the chit chatters want to know.
Okay, let's talk.
Let's talk about vaginal dryness.
Let's talk about. So now we know if we are perimenopausal girl, because
Okay.
prior to perimenopausal, we do pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's perimenopausal, premenopausal,
and then
and menopausal.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So
And peri can start like
they
28?
said 28. They
20?
said 20s now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
early. For some reason, that's that irritableness, that bloating in your head. You crazy. Nobody wants you to come in the door.
And women don't know that when you're bloated in your body, you bloated in your brain too.
They
and
don't
that's
know.
what makes you crazy. Feel like you go kill somebody.
That's right. Anybody come
Ask me how I know.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay. So what?
So let's look at it.
Okay.
We're gonna reduce your salt in your diet too,
Okay.
because salt carries that water weight potential. We're gonna put you on something, got me? If it's just over the counter, something that reduces the water weight.
Okay.
You got me? So
Okay.
find you something from the
some kind of diuretic.
some type of diuretic.
Okay.
Okay. If it's just cucumber water, something natural, just get you something. Then stop. Don't pretend that you don't have vaginal dryness, because you even know it before the sex act.
Absolutely.
Right. Don't pretend. Start early in it. If it's just a plain old lubricant that you use every day to keep the vagina lubricated.
Okay.
Just you start it just every day. Okay. And then don't trick yourself. There are so many new things on the market that you can use to lubricate.
Okay.
Okay. Here your next one. Here we go. There are probiotics for vaginal health only.
Okay.
That will help kill off it so you don't have the yeast infections. Bad yeast infections make dryness. You got me? Repeated bacterias make dryness.
Okay.
That's why you need to look at your vaginal probiotics.
Okay.
Okay.
And one of the things that we talked about, because we were going to touch on it on the last time, the show you were on before, is women are not just having vaginal dryness due to hormones,
right?
But sex toys.
We do. We do
talk about that.
Okay, so
because they don't believe me if I say you gonna hear from Nurse Alisa. Come on.
You know that sex toys don't have a lubricant. You have to apply a lubricant. So in using sex toys, you're going to always have the friction that comes against the vaginal wall, which is not a natural act. No matter how enjoyable it is, it's not a natural act. So in understanding long usage of it, and grown people do what grown people do, we need you to see you good gynecologists so you don't end up in this dry wall that you can't do nothing.
By the time you get them,
by the time you get one.
You can't enjoy yourself.
Okay.
Y'all know. Now listen,
now,
you hear what she said, grown people do what grown people do.
Yeah.
So this is not about what you do.
Right.
This is about wellness.
Wellness in it. Right. If you're gonna do it, let's have some sense doing it.
Okay.
That makes sense? Okay. And so now they got new places now, and it may be a little costly, but they call CO2. CO2 is where you can go.
Okay.
They insert a CO2 cap that allows the vaginal bowel to breathe.
Okay.
You know, mama used to say, y'all take them pants off at night.
That's what they used
to breathe. To breathe.
Right.
That's all they knew.
Uh-huh.
But now they got new treatments that allow it to breathe so that the vagina can have life to it again.
Can revive
it. Can revive itself and start back making the secretions that goes with the vagina.
Does that help with menopausal women?
It helps with menopausal women. That's a little expensive. It's about $300 to $400 per, but they say it lasts almost like a year.
Really?
Doctor, have several docs and pamphlets for women that's interested. You know, we can come back and talk about it.
Oh, wow.
I've looked into it.
Okay. All right. I know this is helping y'all because not thinking about this as it relates, because we don't think about things that we do to ourselves that could be causing some problems. So it's not just that I'm on birth control pills or estrogen.
Right.
You know, it's the sex toys, and that's a big industry.
It's a big industry.
Right.
So we can be.
But they're not looking at wellness. They're not teaching you the wellness along with it.
No, they don't tell you the rest of it. So let's do the whole. If we're gonna do it, let's look at the greatest perspective of how healthy we can make it. If that's what we're gonna do.
If that's what we're gonna do. Right. And that's a whole nother conversation. I'm not even gonna go into that conversation.
Don't do it.
I'm not gonna eat.
Don't do it. Not this conversation. But that is a talk.
That's a talk now. That's a talk now.
That's a talk about positive paths too.
Okay,
Well,
go
we
there
got a
for a
lot
minute.
of
Go there
people
for a minute.
because of the vaginal dryness of using a lot of kinky sex toys. You want to know why you got abnormal paps. Well, the cell change before you ever get to a positive, before you ever get to a cancer, the cytoplasm of a cell begins to disorient and begins to change.
Really?
Yes, the cytoplasm of any cell changes every 60 to 100 days.
Okay.
Okay, and so you need to watch it, the necrotic, the pressure of what you putting on it. So be mindful now. The cervix of the vagina is where we get a pap from. So
you're talking about your pap smear.
Right. Be mindful of how you handle yourself vaginally.
Wow.
Know your own dignity. Know your own body. That's good wellness. That's good health.
That's good wellness. That is
right.
Good
Don't set yourself up.
Right.
Okay.
For something long term. Wow. Oh, that's a lot.
We've had a lot of positive paps. Did you be surprised that if you be mindful of?
So once you get a positive pap smear, you know,
that's fix the phase, because all positive pap smears are not necessarily cancerous.
Okay.
But you have had cell changes. So you got to see how the cell, but why is the cell changing? Did it just change because my estrogen changed, my progesterone changed? Did it change because of my birth control? You got me? What did it change because I'm distorted? It changed. I got too many sex partners, too much bacterial vaginosis, lots of reasons. So in wellness, ladies, we get our pap done.
Wow.
Right. And wellness, ladies, if we are women that know we have lots of sex, we use condoms. Come on. If that's what grown people do.
Right.
We're talking wellness.
Absolutely.
Talking wellness.
Because you're different partners, you're exposing yourself
to different bacteria. Different alkalinity of different sperm. All sperm ain't the same. Let's be real.
Did y'all know that?
Did you
know that all sperm is not the same?
Yes.
Well, but these are things. Who tells you this? I mean, you just grow up, you know, in your femaleness. Who tells you this? And even if you go to a doctor, you in there for what? You see the doctor for 10 or 15 minutes. They don't give you all of that.
Acid environment of different men.
Yeah. And so you're not even trying to figure out what's wrong.
Right.
Wow. That's good. That's good.
Look at
anything else we need to know in our femaleness?
In our femaleness, we need to make sure we're getting that pap smear done. If we're sexually active, if those teenage girls are sexually active, we want their paps done.
So they need to get a pap smear.
Right. If they're sexually active. Don't play with it. Let's don't just treat them with the birth control and not get it done. Because some doctors will go on and give them what they need.
Right.
And they sneak behind your back and go on their own.
That's right.
I remember having mine. Didn't tell mom.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so they need to get it. And older women, when do you stop getting? Because now the doctors are saying, well, you don't need a pap smear every year.
They're saying that, but I've had 2 women just even here get in trouble because they made that decision. Be mindful whether or not whether you got a uterus or you don't.
Okay.
If you have a uterus, and especially if you're sexually active, get your pap. They can't turn you down. It's just a suggestion.
Okay.
Right. Now, if you don't have a uterus, you're not sexually active, then they'll allow you your 2 years, your 3 years.
Okay. Okay. So that's really, really important.
Yeah.
So
know some stuff in it.
Yeah. So speaking of that, what should men, you said they should go to a urologist?
Yes.
And they should have their testosterone levels changed. Any other things that they need to do?
Just be mindful of the type of liquor you're using, especially if you're a hard liquor user.
Okay.
You got me versus wine and beer. Make sure you got the male probiotic.
Okay.
You can do your alkaline water at least about twice a week.
Okay.
Got you. So you're keeping that urethra clean. You got me? Because everything coming down through that same male urethra.
Okay.
You urinate.
And so when we start talking about wine, though, we have to even be careful with that because it's so high in sugar.
It's high in sugar, very high in sugar.
So you don't want to get used to just drinking wine every night before you go to bed.
You do not. Because you're going to set yourself up for prediabetes because of how much sugar is in the wine.
Oh, wow. This is a lot.
Okay.
But you know, when I think about all the things that you're sharing, you know, this is how God made us. We're so intricately designed.
Yes, we are.
And we need to appreciate the fact that God has formed us. So, I mean, he took his time and made us so intricately.
He did.
You know, and looking at every part of us. And even having these conversations, and I'm going to say this, and we'll go to commercial and we'll come back and talk some more, but how do we educate? Where do we get this? I mean, you have all this knowledge and we have access to you, but just the person that's out there, where are they going to get this?
You get it at symposiums. You see flyers that come out. Memphis State have health and wellness stuff all the time.
Okay.
Just simply Google it. Look at the date. The stuff gonna come up. At big places like University of Tennessee have a health and wellness symposium. You know what we say? I ain't going to that.
Right. You think it's boring. We don't need it.
We don't need it
because when we're well, we don't think about health.
That's true.
Right. We're feeling good.
Right. But they have it's out there. You just have to make the decision that you want it. Yeah. It's not that it's not out there.
Yeah.
But who goes to a symposium on health and wellness when they're feeling good?
When they're feeling good.
Right. We go to the movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I always say, on your healthiest day,
yes,
you can be sick.
You
can have something going on in the body. And on my healthiest day, feeling my best, I had a brain aneurysm and didn't even know it. Wasn't having any headaches, dizziness, nothing.
Just a little thump in your ear. ENT told us.
So on our healthiest day. And I think this is so very important. What I'm going to do is stop here and take a commercial break because I got some more to talk about. And I don't want to get in it and then have to stop for the commercial break. Listen, this is informative, enlightening, and I hope that you are hearing something that will spur you to wellness 2023. Yes. We're going to take a commercial break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Conversations with Linda. Listen, we're in the last part of this episode, but I'm telling you, if you've missed any of it, you need to go back and watch it because Nurse Alisa Gibson has really been educating us on wellness. Yeah. Thank you so much for all of this knowledge that I always say you should have been a doctor.
Right. I mean,
you could have been making so much more money.
I got married. I got married.
Because you are a wealth of knowledge of how the body works. Yeah. So we talked about our children. We've kind of talked about the middle age. Right. Let's talk about now our seniors.
Okay, let's do it.
So what should seniors, and how do we classify seniors? 55 and older?
They deem 55 and older as our seniors.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That hits, right.
So what should seniors be doing?
Okay, let's look at our seniors. Let's look at the one thing that hit our seniors more than anything is the fact of the loneliness, the depression, the not working anymore, the retirement. Yeah. So we're going to have to look at them for mental and emotional well-being.
Okay.
And if you can handle them mentally and emotionally, you can start, because most of them, we hate to say it, has already had a diagnosis. We either got a little hypertension, we got a little sleep apnea, we got something going on. Yeah. So usually with seniors, our wellness is to maintain them that they don't pick up something else.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay. If you got hypertension, we don't want you to go to diabetes. If you diabetes, we don't, right? Because we now got you on a medicine regimen. That's seniors. But what we gotta help seniors with is that lonely, depressed place of what I do. I want my own. I want to stay on my own. I want to live by myself. I want to be married.
But life is declining.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And so in that place.
So what does a person do that's experiencing? Because what I have witnessed is more of being open about the fact that they're so lonely.
They are.
Because your children have grown up. If you've had children, they're on their own, doing their thing, and then there's you.
There's you. So you're going to have to find the place of where you deem is important for you. And I said to Platinum all the time, find at least 3 things a week that you've made a decision to do.
Okay.
That visit you. And one of them, making sure something that you enjoy.
Something
so
you enjoy.
Release the serotonin, same thing, hormonal things that you want to release.
Okay.
Along with taking all your herbs, doing what you do along with your doctor. Because usually most seniors got something.
Yeah.
Most.
But what you got to do is make a decision to do something. Because you can't, and as I listen to people talk, they're believing somebody else should come and make your happiness or give you some fulfillment, and you got to find it.
You got to find it.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to make the decision. My life ain't ended. And whether I'm gonna work, I don't retire, whether I'm gonna work a little bit or whatever. Because what we need to happen is that serotonin to be released from that brain, and it's released when you do happy things.
When you do happy things.
When you do happy things.
And life is just happier when you have meaning.
Yes.
When you have a reason to get up in the morning.
That's it.
And get some clothes on and all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And feel better.
You feel better.
Right.
And so they should be doing probiotics, or seniors should be doing probiotics, eating right.
Right. All of the things that we do, but you gotta find that place where you and now that's why most of them are joining them a good program for walking.
Okay.
A lot of our seniors walk, and that's good. Yeah.
I'm a dance my life away. I just, I like that movement. I went home to Dallas for a funeral of a very good friend. And then another friend of ours, she's older than I am, but she's got a whole program that she does with dancing.
Really?
And she's doing it. I even think she's joined with partnering with either one of the hospitals or something. Because walking is good, and I'm for walking. But when you're dancing, it just puts a smile on your face because you're moving, you're listening to music.
Right.
Usually other people are with you. Yeah. And a lot of our community centers offer that. I got a couple of friends, as I now think about it, who are doing like line dancing in community centers because it's good movement.
It's good movement.
And you're apt to do it longer because you're hearing the music, people are laughing, you're feeling vibrant.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
Alive.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good. How do you work with yourself? I'm trying to find a way to say this, because as you get older, you just get more irritable.
You do. Now they did a study on laughter.
Okay.
They did. Okay. I was looking at it. They said they did a study, and on the study, they found out that seniors that laugh is outliving seniors that don't laugh.
Wow.
Right. Because what laughter does, God told us to do it good.
It's good medicine.
It's good medicine. So the laughter releases the endorphins, the androgens that need to be released. So find a place to laugh.
Find a place, a person to make you laugh.
A comedy show, or something that has laughter, a joke, something.
And not be serious all the time. Yeah. I know the people I have in my life who can just make me laugh.
That's what,
because you need to do that.
Right. They said they did it. They went to rehab centers. They went to spinal cord injury places, and they found, because they was doing the stats, and they said they looked at the people that laughed over the other people.
And I was looking at a study that talked about sleep.
Really?
That seniors who got sufficient amount of sleep. And that most time when you're talking to seniors, there's a deficit of sleep. Yes. They say, I don't sleep well.
I don't sleep well.
I don't
That's
sleep.
True.
I go to bed and I'm up by 2 a.m. or 3 a.m.
That's true.
So what's going on in the body
it's called the rhythmic of the body. It's the body rhythmic. And because you've slowed down, you got me. The need to sleep is not there in the brain function because you've slowed the body down. But seniors that still working still need the same amount of sleep because you are working, you're moving, you got movement in the body, and that's why they walk. That's those people that's doing that 4-5 miles too that are retired. Cause he's done. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So we got to make sure that we sleep.
Yes.
And
and go to a deep sleep.
Go into a deep sleep.
Like that realm. Sometimes you got to cut that television off. Get rid of because you need the body to go into that deep sleep so that as you do it, you're good.
I have found that I have to turn the TV off. I used to be able to fall asleep with the TV on. I have to turn that television off in order for me, because it seems like I can, even though I'm asleep, I can still hear it.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
But the part of you that's alive while you sleep is your spirit. So it's alive.
And that's whether you're young or old. You need to turn the TV off.
Turn it off.
Make sure your room is a certain temperature.
Right.
So that you can fall asleep and get a deep sleep.
Deep sleep.
Now, should we, what about this fasting that everybody's into, like intermittent fasting?
Now, they deem all the studies of intermittent fasting is good.
Okay.
I do say to people that's taking medication under doctor's care, talk to your doc.
Okay.
I do say be mindful, because once you stop it, your body ain't gonna know what happened. So the weight gain will come back. You got me? Or you'll look up and I had some people look up and say, my blood sugar was off. Well, You went 4 or 5 hours where the body didn't have to secrete any insulin. Then all of a sudden you got me? Because remember, every time you put something in it, right? So the body didn't have to do any insulin. So you dropped weight because your body used the fat because you didn't have no sugar, right?
Wow.
Look at that cycle.
Wow.
Then all of a sudden you did it for 3-4 months. You did, then you stopped. Then you want to know what happened. Well, that's what happened. You took it out of its rhythm.
Okay, now I got to ask you this. I can't even believe I forgot this. You know, everybody's having the surgeries for you know, body shaping.
Yes.
Right. Body sculpting.
Yes.
Is what it's called. What are your thoughts about that?
I deem it can be good and bad.
Okay.
Okay. So this is my nursing rationale on it. My nursing rationale is for you to pick the phone up and talk to the body surgeons that do body sculpture, whether they're doing your abdomen, whether they're doing your buttocks, your thighs. Everybody do their vaginas now because we want to look right in our swimsuits. Whatever you.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, we are doing upper thighs. I mean, everybody doing the arms. Whatever you want to do. I say to you, they're going to handle you according to the surgery they're doing and the price you're paying.
Okay.
But I need you to talk to the PCP medical doctor.
Okay.
You got me, before you do it, so that you have a medical perspective along with a sculpting perspective. Does that make sense?
Okay.
You got me? So before you let somebody do the abdomen, you've been had huge adipose and fat. You got me? A cellulose fat. Then let's go to the doctor and get our enema done. You got me?
Okay.
Let's go to the doctor and get us a GI test done.
Okay.
Before I let you cut all this off, I need to know whether my gallbladder good, whether my large intestines good. You got me?
Because you can have the surgery,
right,
look good on the outside,
but something going on the inside. Okay. Same thing. You got me? People that had all this done, but you had breasts. Now you want to know what happened. You should have have your mammogram before you had the silicone done. Now you So let's see our docs. Now we got a combination of a lot of thoughts around whether we do it or not.
Now, so if I have the surgery, and after the surgery I'm looking good, where does the fat go?
It depends,
because if I haven't changed my eating,
then I go toward obesity.
Okay.
Now it is a funny thing. Some of it solidifies.
Okay.
So you're never gonna hold out of any fat because fat solidifies. So you just got to know what you're getting. Whether you reusing fat from certain parts to make other parts, then only certain percent of it is gonna grab. Okay. You got me. And then you need to be mindful too. Now you got 2 types of fat. You got fat that covers organs, which is dangerous fat. Then you got fat like I want to lose. Right. So that's that adipose fat. You got me? So you need to be mindful of what kind of fat you handling. That makes sense.
So it's more than just
running
getting the money.
Yes.
And going somewhere to let them.
We see too many hiccups later.
Wow.
Why you want to sculpture it and got a hiccup? Let's look at the total you. If you want it done, you've been to the PCP and they said no problem, then fine. Okay. You got me. Okay. Now you got both the medical mind for your body, right? Your person that you don't put yourself under, versus this sculpture mind that's only gonna see you once, that's only coming to either lift your breast, put you in some buttocks, or handle your thighs, or do your vagina.
Wow.
Get your pap smear done for you start.
And what we doing to the vagina then?
Well, because if you got,
y'all know what we doing to the vagina.
Well, if you got a big labia and you got a girl that your preference is you do a lot of swimwear because you travel, then you don't want that hanging, right? So you're gonna handle that. If you're a girl that like the pants like we got, and right. You don't want it sitting up. They got a name for it. You don't want it.
I know.
Right. Okay. Don't say it. Don't say it. It's sitting up. So you right. But let's make sure you've done your pap smear. You know what I'm saying? You've been to Yogani. Don't just run off to a sculptor doctor and let them do it. Then you want to know why you got some problems. Now you got the Botox because you made it too little.
Oh wow!
I mean, that's what happens. So let's look at it. Let's be healthy both.
What I'm gonna do right here? I gotta get this done. Who do I need to see medically before I gotta get this fixed?
Number one, you're gonna have your TSH, your thyroid doctor, that's already looked to make sure because your thyroid is essential. Okay. Then you will go to. Now you don't have to get a cut. You get ultraviolet. Put you in a gamma knife. It's called a gamma knife treatment. It's like
Well, I'm gonna get slim, y'all, right here.
Costs about $4,000.
That's all right. It's worth it.
It's worth it. But the key is my thyroid that sit here are they healthy? My T3, my T4, my TSH.
Because there's a big increase in thyroid issues.
It is.
Thyroid cancer.
Thyroid
Where
cancer.
is that coming from?
That demon is coming from the type. Our diet has gone to a fish. Every fish has its own iodine. You got me?
Oh,
yes.
So we think because we're eating fish,
right?
Nothing will happen.
But for some reason, for whatever reason, I don't know. But now we just go crazy with anything. We don't keep balance.
Right. We don't do moderation in anything. We have to go all the way.
Mm-hmm. So
wow, I didn't know that.
Right. Thyroxine is where we go to crab now. We go to skid now. We go to all type of scallops. Now we just go with everything now. Frog legs, all that congestion at one time.
Wow.
So let's do it in moderation. We don't have to take everything, but we do. Octopus, we do everything now because we do.
I know, but
it's the new way of eating.
But moderation is the key. Right. Moderation is the key for 2023.
Right.
Oh, I said something that rhymed. I think we're gonna get that. Moderation is the key for 2023. Okay, we're not gonna overindulge. Mm-hmm. We're gonna drink our alkaline water. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get all our tests done.
Everything.
Probiotics. I kept hearing you say that. Probiotic gut health.
Yes.
All right, you all. Moderation is key for 2023. You all have heard it. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome. I love you, and I love to have these kinds of conversations because I learn so much. And it really does help me, and I try to put it into practice. Listen, I want you to be moderate in 2023 so we can be well and we're not just sickness focused, all right?
Yes.
It's been good sharing with you all. Y'all know I always have plenty to talk about, but I seem to run out of time all the time. But tune in each Sunday evening here at 7 o'clock, 6:30 is our pre-chat. But tune in at 7 for Conversations with Linda. We got a host of new guests coming for this new season. Y'all be safe out there, and we'll see you